Yeah.
Beautiful hearts, thank you so much for being here. And with Hamish's presence and my presence today, we will love to talk about codependency and why we get so triggered when somebody tell us the truth, but we are avoiding it. And don't looking inside is easy to get triggered. So I will let you, Hamish, to start the conversation. Yes.
Thank you. Well, hi everybody. It is lovely to be here with you all again, and it's nice to introduce myself and start the day. Codependency. Where shall we start? Let's start with when you meet somebody and you fall in love with them as a codependent, who do you usually pick? A narcissist. So, yeah, I thought we'd start with that. Very often, what happens is the narcissist will, they're very perceptive. They will pick up on stuff and they will find someone who is wanting to give and give and give because they take and take and take. And yet, the codependent is giving to take. When I am working on my codependency, my relationship with my now ex-wife, I was highly codependent. I was taking, I was disempowering her. I'll do this for you, love me. I'll do this for you, love me. I'll do this for you, I need to be loved. I do this for you. If I don't, you might stop loving me. You might want to dump me. I mean, okay, for the whole relationship, I was expecting to be dumped every single day of that relationship, which is actually horrifying. So that was feeding my, let me do this for you, darling. Let me do this. Let me do this. That was my motivator. Totally selfish. Yes, I've had to do a lot of dealing with to work that out. But as that codependent person, I was not allowing her to be empowered. It's as simple as that. Was she the narcissist? I don't know. I don't think that really matters. I have enough narcissistic tendencies anyway. But that side of the codependent relationship was probably not much less toxic than the narcissistic side. And I think, well, I know for a fact when I call people out for being codependent and blaming the narcissist, you pick them. You pick that person. It takes two. It wasn't just them who picked you. Yes, well, I always go for the lowest fruit. Well, that's still on you. You've still gone for someone who gave you a bit of attention. And I'm not being unkind. It's what happens. It's just what happens. So, yeah, that is my view of how dangerous I was as a codependent and how badly it made my life. It really was very unhealthy for me and for her. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I will share my experience being a codependent with living with a narcissist, with the narcissistic traits. And you're right, there is take two in this game. We cannot blame one or the other one. There is both play the role. In my case, I was the giver, and I was so much giving because I was enough with small place of recognition or tell me some compliments here and there or a little bit of support, emotionally support here and there. Being the giver and always cherishing the other one and being happy for the other one is not, it's helping the other person to get more empowered in their qualities of, let's say in this situation, a narcissistic qualities. And I get more and more less energy into my own life, becoming more confused, trusting less of who I am, and allowing it other to tell me What is the best for me to choose in whatever specific situation? It's my fault? Maybe yes, or maybe not. But let's say it is my part of the game that I play, so the other person will get the power to overpower me. Let's say that. And to control me, and to manipulate me, and to gaslight me, and to make me to see things how they are not, because I give that person the power to do that. It's my fault. Yeah, we can say that, because I was so codependent emotionally, and I wanted from the outside to clap for me and to lift me a little bit instead of remembering my own power. To live in this dynamic is not easy, but God is so rewarding when we finally open the eyes. Yes, it's coming the rage, the anger. You start want to put finger on how dare, but in the end of the day, it's you. So yes, I was mad for half day. I was angry for half day, realizing that, oh my God, Juliana, but it's me who choose that place to be in that situation. And this dynamic, one is giving too much, the other is taking the whole. And to a point where one will fall so down that it will totally, completely forget about who they are, and the other will raise as if they are the gods and they know the whole answer to everything. That's my experience. Once you, or me in this case, breaking that chain of codependency and see the things for how they are, and seeing myself playing into these games and allowing to the other person to play with my emotions, to put me down, to lift me up, to put me down, to lift me up, to play these mind games where emotionally I don't knew anymore what's right for my life. I give that power to him. I allowing it. Once what I realize what I'm doing, I start to pull back energetically. And what does that mean? To choose yourself before anyone else, and to not care anymore what they think and what they will say. Because when we live in this dynamic, we automatically think, but if I change my way of being, and you will start this, how they will feel, automatically we think of the other person, forgetting about ourselves. So pulling energetically back is to really don't care anymore what they are doing, and if they say something, to flap up themselves, because a narcissist, in my experiences, they want to clap for them and to, oh my God, how beautiful you are, and you are the only one who can do this, and really this egoistic, really to flop themselves, like, look at me, look what I done, look what I can do. So once I cut it off with this, I get back my own sovereignty by really feeling that how much, because the beauty I see in them was actually the beauty I gave. So I realized what I saw there actually was not the true, was what I give there, so that become that. So once when I pull it back, I saw the things for what they are. And I realized, gosh, they are not so spectacular as how I saw it first time, because I was in wounds. I needed a narcissist to wake me up. I needed somebody again to show me how much I give and how beautiful I can see the things when I give them. When I see them. But when I pull back, then that's fading away, in my experience. So, with this said, in the end of the day, is about us, about what we have been played out, where we are standing today, and how empowering is to realize the lesson we was through with whoever that, a narcissist or a psychopath, to see it for what it is, not to blame, not to throw out to poorly see it for what it is, to shake yourself and to realize, holy moly, that's all about me in the end of the day. I give all this beauty, give me my beauty back and show me who you are with all my beauty. Then you will really understand your power, my love. You will understand the power you creating around your life and how empowering you get. See it for what it is. Take your energy back. Take the line and say, okay, Ixi, that's what I play. Here's what I play. This is what I learned. Now I'm ready to go because there is nothing to see, and it's just a lot of noise. Once you learn the lesson, you start to feel a lot of noise. So it's like it's necessary just to pick up yourself and choose another environment. Yeah.
So you're saying you've as the codependent, where you have been giving and giving and giving, when you realize that you're seeing the reflection of your own beauty, your own personality, just reflecting back from them. So you're giving them you, and they are reflecting you.
Yes.
Okay, I like that, because this is where it makes it more beautiful, because you're the black angel, you're also the white angel, because you're
Yeah.
giving, and you can see that.
Yes.
And that goes back to that conversation we had last week around that awareness. When I was disempowering my partner, I was still being Hamish. I was loving, I was kind, I was all those things. So I don't have to throw those out. I just have to change the way I use them.
Yes.
Because that is really beautiful, really, really beautiful. Because you're not wasting anything you've done. You're just learning from a different level, aren't you? Just
Exactly.
seeing your magic from a different perspective.
Yes, because when we love somebody, we give, and it's our love who makes the other person to look so beautiful in our eyes and mind. But when we pull back that beauty of what we give, we see for what it is. And what we see, whatever there is to be played out. And then we realize, oh, that wall was actually because I give, because I create that beauty. It's because my energies was going there to create that. So it's not wrong. It's just to use it in the right in the right way. Yeah, it's like putting people on pedestal, and when they fall down from pedestal, we realize actually they don't was so famous how we think they were, because I make them to look so famous. Is it the same kind of way of thinking? Why we put people on pedestal? Because we see something amazing in them. Okay, what's that? What's there that you don't have? When you realize you have that and even more, it's fall down. And when it's fall down, you realize, oh, I don't think there is something special. What I was looking. An example.
I'm still reeling around that whole thing of when you take your power, when you become codependent. Again, back to the problem with words. When you become codependent with what you're aware of, that's not quite right. When you realize your codependency can be beautiful because it is an expression of who you are, but you're changing the way you do it. Yeah. So then you see the narcissist behind that, who they're just a mirror, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they do take. It must be so lonely to be a narcissist. It must be
It's
desperate.
it is lonely, and for those that are really empathic, I can feel, I really feel how they feel. It's a really lonely. It's almost like the compassion I have for them. I want to cry if I feel in their own how they are feeling. It's so lonely, almost like, hey man, but you can choose another path, but they cannot see. It's really lonely, really alone, and sad and unloved, and it feels like it's pushed away. That's how they are feeling,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's really sad to go through those experiences and to not be aware of it.
But it's seductive, isn't it? It is, as the codependent for that as you said, that person who gives a little, pats you on the head and says well done, and then takes it back again, and then pats you and gives you a biscuit, and yeah, so you have to be gentle with yourself,
Always.
so gentle, and with that little bit more. Oh, I've seen something different. Not judge yourself for the next day's awareness. The next day, a little bit wiser, hopefully, maybe another scar. Yeah, get back. Oh, that didn't work, so I have to try it a different way. Yeah,
Yeah.
life's
Yeah.
complicated, isn't it? It's not very easy.
It's not easy, and who says life on Earth is easy? It's the most complicated or heavy complicated planet on this universe. So welcome on this tough journey, because it's for the strongest, so to say. You don't come here to play football. You come here to really train your own strength, emotionally speaking, and to build more of that power of who you are, but here
Mm.
in this tough place, so to call it, yeah, where everything is looking nice, but when we zoom in, it may look nice, but it may not feel nice. Like what's looking from the outside is never from the inside. So, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I'm just still reeling. I really am. That whole idea of it's not subtle. It's more. It's so there's so many layers, aren't there? There really are, and the more that you look at them, I mean, when I stop and pause and take time, I just see things on so many different levels. There is the physical, where it's just grind or do this or have to respond to this or do this, and then there's that other level where you're able to look down on life and go, I fucked that up, but I learned from it. Or that was beautiful. I want to do that again. And that, well, there's just no words for that. But I've learned from it. And I'm not going to shame myself because I've learned from it. You know, I'm not going to do the same thing again. It's that back to that breathe in and pause and just look at all those choices. Which one do I want to do today? And why not? You know, why not have a new identity every morning or every afternoon? Why not be, you know, today I'm Hamish the good looking. Well, I'm that one every day, but why not be, you know, why not be Hamish? I'm not bothered, or Hamish, I'm going to be kind today, or Hamish, I just want to stay in bed today. And I think, as you said, it is a tough planet to learn, and there is so much potential, but it's fun. It really is.
it is.
When I look back at sharing a flat with that narcissistic guy, the only way I could cope with his temper and him blaming me, it's all my fault, I'm broken, I'm fucked up, I'm this, I'm that, is to, when he started, is to step back and not allow my ego to fight. Because of course I wanted to fight and say, you're wrong, you're horrible. And then he fed on it. But when I stopped, it was like taking the carpet out from his feet and he would fall flat. And that was actually quite embarrassing because I felt that I had upset him, hurt him, stopped him being my friend. We're still good friends. We just don't talk about certain things. But I stopped fighting him. I stopped feeding him. And
That's what it is, feeding.
yeah. And that made me feel better because, like, yeah, I know how to deal with this. I was empowering myself, taking my energy back.
Exactly.
And I think that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? Even as the codependent, as this, whatever your label,
Mm.
hate labels,
Mm.
when you start to take your energy back, your agency back, you can make empowered decisions. You
Oh
can
boy, yes.
choose something different, can't you? Yeah.
Choose that you cannot see before, because you need your energy. You need to stand up for yourself. And you cannot see it because you was giving to others to get feeding. Once you stop that, as you say, you felt so empowered. The other flipped down, realized that he cannot take anything from you because you stand so strong in yourself. That's making to crush down. Is natural. And being in this dynamic with narcissist, whatever, it's to not give in whatever they are saying. It's their perspective about you. It's not who you are. So once we realize, yep, but this is your point of view, is not mine. And when you don't react on this, you don't give anything. They will like this, your emotions, your anger, whatever is there, just to give them, to make you to react. Hey, once you stop that, that is so empty. Because everything you was creating, that was you giving. Once you stop it, there is become such an empty space where only one is playing and jungling with stuff and the other one is looking, gets so boring. Like, what the heck are you doing, man? It's so boring. It's not even nice to look at you, what you're doing. You realize it's not nice even to see how they try to play a game. And yeah, you see, in the end of the day, is you who give, is you who create, is you who make them to look differently. It's us who is giving to the other to look in a specific way. It's our love, our attention, our energy, our way of seeing. When at the end of the day, they're finding the way as we do.
Yeah. And you're no longer giving to feed them. You're looking after yourself. You're no longer seeking externally. You're filling yourself up. And that's the magic. That is the
Ooh.
magic, isn't it?
Yes, it's turning around the wheel, so to say,
Mm.
where, yeah, you find out that you are totally another person than the person who gave a lot. Because when you start to get your power back, you wake up in a senses where we realize that, holy moly, what was happening down there? Who was the other person doing all that? How could I allow that to play out? And when you take your power back, you transform yourself in a person that you don't knew exists down there. So powerful a magic is. You are waking those inner sensors in you that you was not aware are there for you, because you was busy giving. Instead of fooling yourself up, you was fooling others up.
Yep. And so with the new awareness, that new intention, you can still carry on giving and
Yes.
being beautiful and do all these things, but you're not giving with that intention to be liked or to anything external. You're doing it to empower and encourage. It goes back to manipulation. It's
Oh,
the same thing,
exactly.
isn't it? It's the same thing. It's just doing it with a different
Intention.
intention. Yeah.
Yeah, because giving is a part of who we are. To share, to give, to express, to. But now it's our intention that's creating the beauty in this, who I'm giving with. And in this path, we may meet with other people, even though we grow up at the soul level and we start to wrap our heads around all this journey. We will meet with a narcissist in the way. We need first to ask him, are you sure you learn your lesson? And then it's bringing a person. And if you catch up in this and say, yes, I learned it, I see you, no, thank you.
Mm.
So when you cut it off, you start to really, it's like, you start to pull out the things that are unhealthy for you, and you start to give from a healthy place with no expectation, but just giving from the pure poor loving ways of giving because you have so much to give. But this time you not give it some one person to get fed in. That's another layer where you give, you know it will return in whatever ways. Even sharing, it's returning into you back.
You are you're when you're giving from that authentic place, you're giving from source. You are limitless. You know, you can just do that. Yeah, you've got to look after yourself, but by then you'll be aware of, hey, I'm tired. I need to stop. I'm going to stop. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a different perspective. And going back to your the narcissist suddenly appearing, so many people say, I'm going round in circles, just going round in circles. But we forget we're on a spiral, it's going up. So we might get the same kind of stuff, but you've got more experience. You've got more experiences, you're a little bit older, a little bit wiser, hopefully, maybe a few more scars, but you're never going to have the same situation. You know, I met another narcissist. That's the label. They are different. I met another codependent. I'm still a codependent. You're you're still doing it differently.
Yes.
If you're aware, if you're being attentional. Yeah, if you're not going to, then you're going to stay in that same circle. That's on you. But there's nothing wrong with that. I think the point is, you don't have to change. You don't have to do anything. You can carry on that miserable existence where you are offended and upset and hurt and react and do that. Or you can go, this ain't working. I'm going to try something different.
Yeah.
I'm going for the second one. What about you?
Yeah, me too. Because you see here many people say like, oh, my first husband or boyfriend were a narcissist, and then the second one, I'm like rolling around. It's because you never learn your lessons in the first place. If you learn your lesson in the first place, the universe is giving something similar to show you there is some stuff you still don't learn in. Because maybe something you learn, a really small piece, but not the whole lesson. But you catch up yourself of something, okay? So it's so interesting because you will get it again and again until you learn your full lesson. You cannot graduate until you don't learn your full lesson. You cannot go on the school test and respond only your half test and expecting you to get your highest degree because you have half your test is ready. No, it has to be full and complete. So you will navigate into the same. It's not the same, as you said. It's a spiral. It's going up. It's another experience. It's something else. Okay, I learned. You go next. It's still something left. Okay, and go up. Yes, you'll be scars, but you'll not be, so to say, the stupid you were. If we want to put it in another kind of flag stuff, so the brain will understand it. You will not be that stupid one that you was in the first place. You will have the experience. You will you will know more.
Yeah.
And if you don't want anymore to be in this spiral of narcissistic boyfriends or girlfriends, so learn your lesson in the first place. Be aware what are you doing, and your awareness, it can take you out from there. Your only awareness and the way how you want to feel, how you want to be treated, how other person you want to be with you. We say, yeah, but it's not possible. Oh my God, it's so possible when you just sit down and recognize who you are and you want to be treating this and this and this. So give to yourself that and you manifest it from the outside. You don't want to play with narcissistic behavior, so learn your lesson in the first place and you will be free from
I
that.
think if anybody learns the lesson the first time, they are heroes.
Yeah, you're right. We don't learn in the first time. As me, I need to come back to learn something. Do I learn the first time and everything? I learned something. I am aware. But somehow, I also think it will giving up on the way. The same kind of patterns playing out, but make up in more beautiful way. You know, the devil playing is actually giving something on the way, looking more beautifully, where we can somehow, should we fall into it? You're right. We cannot learn it from the first place, but half of it, 45%, 70, maybe, and next, and next, and next. And we stop with him until we realize, I learned this. No, I see you who you are. Thank you. You come in my life, be clean, be open, be without any agenda.
I think that sums it up, doesn't it? And it's awareness, and as you change, as you think, oh, I've done it again, forgive yourself, brush your knees off, get back up again.
Exact.
You're human. You have good
Exact.
days, you have bad days, or good minutes and bad minutes. Yeah. Because if you didn't fuck it up, you wouldn't change. You'd carry on doing the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you are not aware of fucking it up, that's one is to fuck it up, but then to be aware that you fuck it up. That's another story.
It is,
That's
isn't it?
another story because
Yeah.
then we learn from it. Like, oh, okay, I see it. Next time doing better. So yeah, I think this is somehow summarizing this codependency, and we cannot blame the other person never, because in a one game this is require two players. Nobody is better or lower. We just everybody learn our lessons, mirroring in each other something. And the people who get triggered when a brave soul come and tell you, hey, you still choose you still choose to be a victim, you still choose to play out the same, codependent, and they get pissed off, angry, or start to rage left and right, then it's clear that there is no space to actually being seen, understood that. So if you find yourself that somebody tell you something as such and you just blow up, take a breath and remember what is trigger you is an alarm clock for you. It's not the outside, it's the inside. So yeah, that's what I can say.
So yeah, you could argue that being codependent is only unhealthy if your intention is selfish. Oh, we're playing with words there, aren't we? Not selfish.
Ooh.
If it's from a place of I need you to love me, I need you to rescue me, I am the victim.
Yeah, coming from the wounded side. Coming from that wounded place. Because to be selfish, as we say, is not wrong. I'm selfish. I want to spend my whole weekend with myself. People say, you are selfish. Yeah, this is another word, selfish, that we see it with a bad connotation. Okay, if you find yourself playing out this codependent player or the narcissistic player, but I think the codependent will be more aware than the narcissistic. For some reason, I can see it this way. If you find yourself playing that role, it's nothing wrong. It's the beginning of your change. It's the beginning of starting a new road by getting yourself aware of what you are playing out, but not beating yourself up. That's the beginning of your change. Being aware. And then it will take time, because to change the patterns of playing out for years is take time, because you start to become uncomfortable. So changing that, you have to get used to your own uncomfortableness you are experiencing in your body. Then speaking up, it start again, because the mind will start to drive, okay, they will say this, they will not, is another step in changing that. So you find yourself in that position. It's nothing wrong. Congratulations that you finally open up your eyes and you start to see it. That's the beginning of change.
Yeah. Little steps forwards, big steps back, big steps forwards. Yeah.
And again, I have experienced this in my own life. When I raise my frequency, I was experiencing this bliss, and something is happening. Boom, I am down again on my knees and kind of deal with the same. And this is a natural process to go high on a vibration and then to go down. It's not that you go down in the same place. It's actually you go down, you experience that high vibration, you go down on a low vibration, and you put in the practice in the lower vibration situation, whatever you put in the practice, that what you experience in the high place, if it makes sense. And from these deep moves will become more soft and soft, because we will not fall so much down, but we will bring the lower up, if this makes sense. So we will form it in a way just then to swim, to flow with the wave, instead of being pulled down in these water waves, this what's going on beneath the surface. So falling down, energetically even speaking, is not a fall, is another experience. You have to have it in the lower vibrational place so you can turn it and lift up. That's how is my own experience. I was asking myself, how is possible to fall so down? It's not that I fall down, I need that experience, because I reach content, I reach wisdom and this higher, then I need to go down and put that in practice. The spiritual path of who we are is to deal with the lower situation, emotions, or whatever. So, yeah.
I like that. That's really empowering, isn't it? Because you're learning, you're leveling up, and then you're looking at it from a different perspective. And I mean, that's why we're here. We can be, as you said, we could be a guru sitting there on a cloud, just sort of being holy and praying, or we can be in this real life where there is dirt and there is misery and there is pain and suffering, and then we can observe all that and help people change, empower them, or
Yeah.
just watch and be there and just be present. And that yo-yoing up and down, I also, as you were saying that, when I do fall, it's just like, oh, I'm falling again. I need to a bit more self-care, get some sleep. Am I risking relapse? Am I risking this? You have that new awareness where you can just catch yourself and go, okay, I can change, and then you just come back up again. You see the world from that perspective. So I think it's healthy. It's a part of life, and as you said, well, you fucked up. You're going to do something slightly differently. You've taken that risk. You've taken that new step somewhere new, and it's exciting.
Yes. Yeah.
Scary,
So,
but exciting.
yes, scary. Yeah, it is scary and excited at the same time. Exciting. Yeah. So, beautiful heart, in whatever role playing you find yourself in, coming out, just open the eyes or almost out on the door. Remember that that was the necessary experience you needed to take your power back. You could not make it the other way around. This is the way. And moving forward, remember, the life will test you, will bring people on your path. It's require your attention, your awareness to see for what it is, and to play out again or to get aware of it. It's just take our awareness when the things is happening. So yeah, you have something more to add, Hamish?
I don't think so. I think you've summed everything up beautifully there, and I think it is. Life happens. Yeah, it happens. I don't think I can't simplify it more than that. It happens. Deal with it however you want, and you will always deal with it on a different day differently. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so beautiful heart, self-awareness, self-love, self-care, and selfishness. Yes, look it at life from another perspective, and you will see in the in the fucked up situation, you will see the beauty and the gift you have been given to experience. So, thank you so much. Stay brave, stay awakened as much as you can. We all fall asleep here and there, but do your best for yourself, no one else. Once you do that for yourself, you walk as an example. So whatever you're doing, you change the world around you by simply being yourself. That is require nothing, only your authenticity and yourself. So thank you so much, beautiful hearts. Thank you, Hamish.